Hello, good evening,
Hello.
and welcome to the second Easy Languages live stream on YouTube. My name is Manuel. I'm part of the Easy German team, and I'm here with Justina from Easy Polish. How are you, Justina?
I'm great, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Well, it's nice for you to join us. And for those of you who don't know, we are part of a network of producers called Easy Languages, and we produce language learning content in the broadest sense. We make videos where we interview people on the street and then we put subtitles in two languages. So we're basically making videos to try and help people learn about different cultures and learn their respective languages. And many people actually didn't know that we actually all know each other and we're actually a network of not just people, but friends. And so we decided to start doing these live streams to kind of hang out together and connect and talk about cultural things, language related things, anything that interests us and comes to our mind. And tonight we thought we would talk about small talk. I did a video recently for Easy German about small talk and noticed that Germans actually, true to the stereotype, don't like small talk very much. I know, Justina, you were actually the first one to make a video about small talk on Easy Polish. What was that like?
Yeah, that's true. We made that video actually quite a long time ago already, and it was really interesting because we actually don't have the equivalent of the phrase small talk in Polish. So we just tried asking people about the English one, and then people were kind of confused. Some of them didn't know what this is when we like asked them how do you make little conversations with like people that you just meet. They said we don't really do that. We just say hello and that's it. And then it kind of went into the direction of how to start a conversation with someone. So I think that really shows that in Poland, if we talk to someone, then we really dig deep and we are not, about these small phrases that you can say to anyone.
That's interesting. And where do you think your personal small talk skills are? Are you a good small talker?
Not really. To be honest, I'm quite Polish when it comes to this. Whenever I travel, I try to like observe how people in other countries do that and maybe learn something, but I think I still have a lot to learn.
Oh boy. Well, then things could get interesting tonight because I'm also not the greatest person at small talk, I would think. I've been practicing, but our idea tonight was that we would introduce and invite a bunch of people from the Easy Languages Network, so people from literally around the world, and have them do small talk with us and teach us how to do small talk in their countries. So
Yeah,
let's see how that goes.
maybe we'll learn something finally, Manuel. And the first people to join us will be Kari, the face of Easy German, and Dimitris from the Easy Greek team. Hi, Kari. Hi, Dimitris.
Hello!
It's
Hi,
great to have
hi.
you
How
Nice.
are
here.
you?
I'm
We're
so
great.
excited to be here.
Me
So
too,
are
me too.
we.
I'm
So
waving to
good to see you
everyone
guys.
on the internet.
Literally everyone.
How many people are there? Like, I can't see. 120 people watching. That's amazing, guys.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Lots of hugs
wait.
to everyone.
More people will be coming in soon, I heard.
Let's hope so. It's great to have both of you here. So, Dimitris, why don't you start with some Greek small talk? How would you do it in Greece?
So, how's business? My business, it's doing fine. Okay, like my job, I still have some money. You know how it is. Like these days, everyone's business, everyone's shops are closing down. It's a pity, but there's always someone worse off. So it's always good to have, you know, to just, what can I say?
Yeah.
I would say that really, mm,
It could always be better.
yeah. I had a blank there, guys. Sorry. What I really want to say with small talk in Greek is I'm not a great small talker, so I'm not the best to represent small talk. But small talk in Greece is really it's kind of you always want to say that things could be worse, and
Ah,
it takes a turn to the melodramatic. Like business can be you're good, but the world can be can be ending around you. Like now in Greece, there's the coronavirus and everything, and businesses are closing down. But we are safe. Our family is safe, and it's kind of like this. Small talk is beating around the bush, not really saying things as they are, just giving off this sense of normality with a little pinch of
melodrama.
melodramaticness. Yeah, melodrama. Yeah.
But that's interesting that you try to show this positive aspect and like despite complaining, like still show that there's always something good and that you have a stable life in the end. And
Yes.
Kari, why don't you kick us off with some German small talk?
Okay, maybe we can do a little test here. I'll talk to Justina because Manuel already knows the. Oh, okay, maybe to
Okay.
both of you. I can just start with, it's really cold today, isn't it?
No, not really. In Poland, it's quite warm. It's super nice
Really?
here. Mhm.
How much
Yeah, like over 10 degrees.
degrees? How much?
10 degrees and
10
very
degrees.
sunny. Mhm.
So you consider this warm?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, in November.
Yeah, I think it's really horrible the weather. It's too cold and this will be going on for another few months and
Yeah, but now you
If
can stay home inside and enjoy a cup of warm tea. There are
but
these little pleasures
you
of
don't
the
understand,
autumn.
Justina. The winter is so long in Berlin. It's like 11 months. Like we have like a winter of
11.
11 months, and then we have 1 month of summer, and there's no other seasons.
No, that's not true. I've been in Berlin for 3 months in the summer, so you get at least 3 months because it was super hot during that time.
Berlin is actually warmer than many cities in Western Germany. For example, we're from Münster and they have more bad weather. So at least Berlin has a decent summer. But the funny thing is, Germans really like to complain about the weather and they are also bad at small talk. So I feel like this complaining about the weather is like the only common thing that people can agree on, that it's worth discussing. But it's interesting because I heard it from other people. I think it was Dana from Wanted Adventure who once did a video about this, that whenever someone calls, for example, her husband's mom is calling, they would first ask, like, how's the weather with you? And I really know this from my parents. When they call, they would want to know, like, do you also have nice weather or is it
Yeah.
also raining with you? And it seems like for Germans, it really matters a lot, as if it was influencing our mood. And it's either too hot or too cold, too rainy or not enough rain, but it can't ever be perfect.
Yeah, yeah. No one
And
ever
is it,
says it's a great day, it's perfect weather.
but is it allowed to say anything positive about the weather, or does it have to be all complaining?
Of course you can. Of course you can. It's also nice to agree on something nice, but I feel like, Dimitris just said that in Greece you will try to find the positive thing in it or try to turn to the positive side in the end. And I feel like in Germany it's a little different. You always think like things could be better, and yeah, especially the weather is like a typical subject.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. So we have the economy in Greece as like a super popular topic, and the weather. I feel like it's a number, like it's a huge small talk topic in a lot of countries. But I agree with you, Kari, that in Germany, like people just love complaining or talking about the weather.
And they don't like to say something like, hey, how are you? It's like, this is the kind of small talk we never do in Germany. The
Yeah.
only thing you could really approach someone with is like, it's raining again. And that's how strangers meet in the subway or wherever.
Well, thank you guys. That was super interesting. And we will see you on Easy Greek. Amazing work, Dimitris. Super fun videos. And I know you're doing it
Thank you, Manuel.
almost by yourself. So that's super cool. Everybody should check out Easy Greek.
Thank
Check
you,
out your
Manuel.
Patreon account. I know you have some really cool projects planned for the near future. And of course, Easy German is always.
It's always a channel to
No
check
introduction.
out.
Thanks, Kari and Dimitris.
It was so nice with
Thank
you.
you.
Have a wonderful evening.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. So next we have Vanessa and Judith. Vanessa, who is in Macau, and Judith, who is in Paris. Is that right,
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
大家好。
Nice to have you here. So we're leaving the European continent now with Macau joining the game. That's really cool. Easy Cantonese just started recently, right? So one of our newest members in the network. I'm really excited to have Cantonese with us. And Easy French going crazy. I think, I don't know if you've already surpassed Easy German in terms of subscribers, but super successful and really cool videos that you guys are producing.
Thanks a lot.
So, Vanessa, let's do some small talk from Macau. I was there actually once, but I didn't do small talk with anyone, so I'm really curious. Let's do some small talk.
Looks like it's dinner time, right? Have you had dinner? Are you going out for dinner?
No, not yet. We're probably stuck here for another half an hour at least. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going out for dinner right now. Well, it doesn't matter, right? Like you look like you've been eating quite well in quarantine, huh?
Me?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's time for me to
Right.
step out of the elevator. Bye.
Bye. With
Bye.
that compliment, you're leaving us.
Okay. Let me explain. So what I just did was, I think most people here in Hong Kong or Macau live in apartment buildings with elevators or lifts, whatever you call them. So the small talk that usually happen within the 30 seconds to 2 minutes that you're stuck with the people that you see almost at least once every week, that like they're your neighbors. So what actually happens, so you usually either don't talk to the people if you don't really know them, but if you kind of know them, then you kind of just talk about food. But if it's not around lunchtime, then you would usually talk about like their family, like, oh, I've heard your daughter is like working somewhere else. Like it's all gossip. Like usually, as you can tell from my like acting early on, I was like kind of annoyed. I didn't really want to talk to you. I was just like, oh, I acknowledge you, but I don't want to talk to you.
But this thing, you look like you've been eating well. Is it meant as a compliment or as an insult that someone has gained weight?
I think it's more of an insult, but like the way they say it, it's because like they want to say that, oh, you must be like maybe you have like something happy is happening in your life. That's why you're like eating well. And so that's kind of like implying that you've gained weight, but in a nice way. So that's, yeah.
And how do people
So you
react?
shouldn't get offended. Exactly.
So it depends. Like I've been told that, and of course I was mildly offended, but then I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been really enjoying eating food here. So that's just, and then like usually the elevator stops and I leave. So
That's so interesting.
it's a way of
All
being
right.
passive aggressive too.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go in
France.
France. Yeah. So let's just imagine that we are co-workers in a company, and this time I come to work a bit late, and I would say something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm late, but this time it's not my fault." And you would ask,
Whose
What
fault is
happened?
it?
"Well, it's not my fault. It's because of the strikes." And you would say, "Oh,
The strikes.
strikes.
Yeah. Is it the yellow vests or?
Yeah, it could be the yellow vest, but it could be any strike. But okay, let's say, no, let's not talk about yellow vest, but let's say it's like the subway drivers. who are on
Hmm.
strike. And I was saying, yeah, it's again, they are again on strike. And then I couldn't take the subway I wanted. So I had to walk 20 minutes more. And then people would start talking about the strikes and they would ask, so, yeah, what are they asking for? What do they claim for? And it would be like, I'm not sure. Maybe they want to be paid more, but maybe they want to work less, or maybe it's both of them. I don't know. And people would like kind of discuss it and never come to a conclusion. And then they would say something like, "Yeah, I think I agree with them, but it's really unfortunate that they have to stop working to fight for it." That would basically be it.
And does it mean that at this point your boss forgets about the fact that you were late and you just keep on discussing?
It's part of the process, yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
And
That's a nice way to get away with it.
are people generally really annoyed that these strikes are happening, or is it more of a, well, it's part of life, that's why I'm late, positive, or does it depend on the subject?
Yeah, I guess it depends of it, it does depend of the subject, but some it's so usual that it becomes like, oh yeah, it's because of the strike. And that's a part of, yeah, it's in a way there are so many strikes that sometimes we don't even know what people are striking for, and we forget the whole point of it, and it's just like, oh, I'm just late because of the strike, and that's it.
Oh wow, France is like an interesting place to live in if you're trying to be on time. But thank you, Judith. That was really, really interesting, and Vanessa too. Like everyone,
Welcome.
please make sure to check out the Easy French channel. They already have a separate one, and they make really, really great and really popular
Yeah.
videos. And the Easy Cantonese team, they are back. They just started with a new video, so we hope to see more to come. And now we should be probably joined by the next people who will tell us a little bit about small talk in Italy and in Mexico. I think we will have Matteo from Easy Italian with us. Ah, no, did I just get it wrong, Manuel? It should be
Yeah,
Augusto
yeah. I think we
and
have
Thierry Matteo.
Agustin and Mateo from Argentina first.
Okay, my
Hi.
mistake. I'm really, really
Hi
sorry.
guys.
We have Mateo and Augustin from the Easy Spanish team. They both live in Buenos Aires and they produce the Easy Spanish episodes there. They just joined recently. Hello, it's great to have you here.
Hello
Great
guys.
to see you.
Great to see you.
So let's do some small talk the Argentinian way now.
Yeah. Do any of you like football? Soccer, I mean.
Ooh, Maradona.
Not
I know Maradona is very popular.
How
Lots
about
of
Messi?
murals with him. Ah,
Do
Messi.
you know Messi? Also Messi, you should know
Yeah.
him. The
Yeah, what's he
greatest
been up to
player in the world.
lately? Is he
I
still
don't know.
playing?
Is he still in
Yeah.
Barcelona or has he changed recently?
No, he wanted to go somewhere else, but there was a contract problem because he had something in his contract that allowed him to leave without any pay for another club. But the clause was until the end of June, I think. But well, because of Corona and all that, the season went on until, I don't know, September, October. So Barcelona said, no, you stayed here until October. You can't leave. And Messi said, no, but I stayed because the season, and well, they decided that he would stay. And well, that's it.
So
It's
is
like a
that
soap
what
opera.
So is that what you usually do in Argentina when you start the conversation? Is football the first
Yeah,
topic?
that's yes, that's probably one of the first topics we usually talk about. Just like in Macau, those small talks usually happen in the elevator with your neighbors.
Or in bus stops.
Or in bus stops, right? And usually it's about local football soccer, like local teams. And you have to be really careful when you talk about football soccer because it's a really sensitive subject. People usually tend to get offended if you talk wrong about this team of this other team, and usually it kind of ends in a physical fight
Yeah,
sometimes.
Oh,
I
no.
actually live near Rivers, that is Boca's rival. I live near Rivers Stadium, and if people were going to the stadiums and today was a River match day, I wouldn't be able to go out with this jersey because, well, I probably wouldn't like it so much.
Wow. And what do people like me who generally do not care about soccer at all, and I don't know anything. Like you had to remind me that Messi was from Argentina. What do I do in these situations? What can I say to participate in small talk?
Well,
Well,
economy is quite popular too. Mateo actually doesn't like football at all.
yeah, I don't know. I really actually I hate the Argentinian football, and I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I'm not really interested in it, and I usually just said like I don't care. Moving on with another subject. I don't talk to me about football. How's the weather? How's the economy? But
All
if
right.
the other
But
person
the
wants,
economy is always bad.
it's always bad. So it's
Yeah,
not like
I know.
nothing new happen. Nothing new happens with the economy in Argentina.
Yeah.
And
And
what's the
soccer.
mood of? Sorry.
Go ahead, Justina.
What's the mood? I just wanted to ask, like, do you usually go into this complaining mode, or are you rather like the Greeks and do you try to find something positive to end on?
No. It's usually. Did you see how expensive the tomatoes are? Yeah, and tell me about the potatoes.
So
Yes, it's
more of a complainer's mood.
yes. Argentinians are really complainers, like all the time about everything, and they usually find a new subject to complain about every time. If it's not football, it's economy. If it's not economy, it's politics, and well, that usually ends up really bad. So that's why we Argentinians tend to not use small talks. Like we try not to communicate with someone we don't know. We just keep it between friends or family.
So you're more like the Poles. If you start the conversation, then it's with a person that you know, and then you go into details.
Yes, maybe neighbors are also another option to have small talks. But if you don't like your neighbors, you just tend to not talk to
Avoid
them.
them.
Yes, one good thing that this virus came brought with it, it was the fact that we don't use elevators anymore because they're so close space. So we don't run into annoying neighbors anymore, right?
All right. Well, that was interesting. Thank you guys so much. We're switching countries now, but we're actually staying with Easy Spanish a little bit longer. So thank you, Mateo and Agustin.
Thank you.
And
Thank
see
you,
you
guys.
soon.
See you
And
soon.
welcome Mateo from Italy and Jorge from also the Easy Spanish channel, but in Mexico City, I think you are, right? Are you in DF,
Hello.
Jorge?
Yes, I'm on it.
Nice.
Hello,
And
hello.
Matteo, you are in Milan, is that
Milan,
correct?
Milan. Yes, we are in Milan.
Nice.
How are you guys?
We're great. How are
Good.
you?
Good. What did you have for lunch?
Oh, what did I have for lunch? I had mashed potatoes with smoked tofu. It was delicious.
That's interesting. Did you cook it?
No, my girlfriend cooked it.
Oh, but you cook you have it at home,
Oh yeah,
not
it's home
outside.
cooked.
Yeah,
Home cooked meal.
that's good. You have to
I know
give me
you're a
the
big cook,
recipe.
Matteo.
I like cooking. I like cooking. Yeah, I like food.
What did you have?
I had some chicken and carrots.
Uh-huh.
Like grilled chicken, carrots in the pan with a bit of oil, pepper, salt. Light lunch because I'm going to probably have a heavy dinner, probably maybe a pizza. Who knows?
Well,
Sounds
at least
good.
you have time for lunch. I mean, I think that I'm super late. I mean, I already forgot my phone, so I must ask somewhere for the time because I think that I'm late. Justina, can you please tell me what time is it?
Well, in Poland, it's 6:25 now, but I have no idea what time is it in Mexico.
Me
Well,
neither.
it's the same. I mean, who cares? I'm late anyway.
You're late.
I'm late. I didn't have time for a breakfast. I forgot my phone, and I'm late. So that will be a kind of a typical Mexican conversation, but that's strange.
I
But
love that. That was. Go
do
ahead,
you ever
Lucia.
apologize for being late, or do you just embrace it and you say like, yeah, it's been busy.
Well,
I'm
it
free at
actually
this.
depends. It depends if it is something important, or it's just when you're hanging out with your friends. It's like, oh, I'm late. I'm sorry, but it's non. I don't know. It's just sorry, I'm late.
You don't have to give a reason.
No, mainly not.
No strikes or other things.
No, I mean, because here it will be not as formal, but for example, if you're going to job appointment or something like that, you will be very, very at the time, because you will be in trouble and you don't want it.
I can understand.
And Matteo, do people talk with that much enthusiasm about food when they meet
Yes,
in the elevator?
Yes, if we are I mean, in the elevator, it depends. As soon as you know a bit the person, that means that you saw him or her before, you start to talk about food. And I mean, if he somewhere or what or recipes, I mean, it's quite a common thing. If we don't eat, we talk about food.
And does anybody ever say, you look like you've been eating a lot of pizzas lately, like they do in Macau?
No, but maybe when you are like closer enough, there is a way of saying like, sei ingrassato, that it means you are fat or more
Yeah,
fat now.
grasa is the fat,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Like
yeah.
you can
But is it
tell
to
people that?
offend someone, or
Yeah,
is it?
but it depends on the tone. It's like, well, I see you ingrassato. It's like, okay, it means more that you were not really like there. You needed a bit more. But if you're like, sei ingrassato, it means like you maybe have to run a bit more.
Okay,
Right.
so the mimics play also an important role in the Italian small talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing. For example, Mexican small talk would start with a statement, for example, as always, the weather, or with a question, just like what time is it, or even with a compliment, just like what a beautiful shoes. And maybe if you don't want to look so invasive, you might do not say all these things. But come on, it's Mexico. The people here is mainly super friendly, so you may not have any problem with it. But because we tend to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say in Italy it's a bit different from region to region, because we are like from now north to south, there we change a lot. So in the south it's more like South America kind of. So we are very friendly and very like, we don't care, we just talk. In the north is a bit less. We are more like North Europe. Ian.
Colder.
Nice. That's super interesting. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for
Thank
being with us here.
you.
Thank you for
Make sure
having
to
us.
check out Easy Italian. Easy Italian already has a separate channel, quite a big one. They make super nice videos. And Jorge is from the Easy Spanish team, who recently got bigger, and now they have all these great videos from different Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico, Argentina, Barcelona. So yeah, it's really great stuff that you should check out. And
Thank you.
now, yeah, thank you for
Bye,
being
guys.
here. And now we will stay in Spain, actually, because we move on to the Easy Catalan team, and we'll have Andreu from Barcelona, who you might know from some of the Easy Catalan videos. And we also have Paula, that you don't normally see because she helps the Easy Catalan team at the backstage with social media, but she's quite an involved team member. It's great to have you here, guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
So Paula, you're actually from the US, even though you have the Easy Catalan team. Why don't we do some small talk the American style?
Yeah, actually, it's the perfect timing for that because we just got a new president here. And I was going to say that small talk in America these days usually revolves around politics. So we can try a little bit of that. I think it's the perfect time for it now. Yeah, so
All
if
right.
anyone would like to start.
Well, what's the news? I just got a breaking news alert, I think, on my phone. I don't know if this is a good way to do a live stream because, yeah, it looks like the elections have been decided.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of ironic given the topic of this. When I was in the waiting room, one of the Easy Spanish members was trying to make small talk with me, and he looked at his phone and was like, "Oh, Paula, you're from the US, right? You just got a new president." And that's how I found out. And so
Wow.
usually we're a little bit more subtle in the US, I think, when we talk about politics, maybe just like, oh, it's been really tense lately, or how have you been feeling about everything, and trying to suss out, like understand maybe where the other person is at. You don't want to ask right out, who did you vote for? But I think this situation called for something a little more direct.
Yeah, and now that you know it, your face says it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't contain myself right now.
Yeah, that's interesting because in Germany, I feel like, I mean, it's also a little bit taboo to ask someone right away, like, who do you vote for? Like, that's not okay. But people are usually very willing to share. Like, it's not
Yes.
a secret at all. Like, people will share who they're voting for this election. There's more parties in Germany, of course, but I wonder with the situation in the US, because it's only the two parties and it's so polarized, if people almost kind of try to avoid asking or giving away who they're voting for as to not create tension. I don't know.
It's interesting because in the past, definitely it was taboo. You did not ask anyone about politics. But I think lately it's so polarized that now everyone's thinking about it all the time. And I think it's actually become a little bit more normal to, when you meet someone, kind of try to figure out what side they're on. If they're on the same side as you can talk more about it. If not, it's okay. You don't have to make
Slowly
them.
walk away.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to like force an answer out of them.
All right.
Interesting. And how is it in Catalonia, Andreu?
In Catalonia, well, today I'm really excited, guys, because I was on a demonstration this morning and there was such a big crowd out there. I don't know if you saw it on the news or something, because really it was impressive. And actually today I can't stay here for long because I have another demonstration in 15 minutes and I gotta go. But yeah, so there's a lot of demonstrations, a lot of movement here. And actually, I'm thinking about organizing a demonstration myself for against flatmates who don't wash their dishes. And yeah, so I wanted to ask you, how are your demonstrations going? Did you participate in a demonstration recently, or do you plan to?
Yeah. I was at a really cool demonstration recently here in Berlin. It was the Fridays for Future climate strike thing. And because of Corona and the pandemic, it was actually on bicycles so that you're kind of forced to keep a distance. Everybody was wearing masks. And a bicycle strike is actually really fun. Like once you're cycling with like, I don't know, 1,000 other people and you're like, it feels like this city is coming to a stop because there's so many cyclists, everybody's ringing their bells. It was a lot of fun actually. Yeah.
Cool. And you, Justina?
Yeah, in Poland, we actually also had quite a demonstration season, and it's really great to see that when there's a good cause, people go to the streets. But when it's during the pandemic, they also really try to keep the distance, and it's not like all crowded. Everyone tries to stay safe. So with so many demonstrations in Catalonia, Andreu, is it really the topic that everyone starts a conversation with?
It can be, really, because there are so many demonstrations like against or for anything, like coronavirus deniers, flat earthers, taxi drivers, climate change, gentrification, gender equality, independence. So really, and whether you participate in the demonstrations or not, it affects your daily life, because maybe you are going to university or to your job, to the office, and you can't take this street or that street because there is a demonstration, or you are working and you hear a lot of noise, and the taxists out there are demonstrating. So it really affects your daily life, and it's a common topic nowadays.
So is it really expected that in your region everyone is like somehow active in the sense that they go to demonstrations and they have like a demonstration that they recently participated in, that they took part in, that they can talk about?
Well, it depends. Like right now, of course, given the global situation, there are not so many demonstrations. But recently, in the last years, yes, it was very common. And maybe you didn't want to. I mean, it wasn't expected to talk about that, but you end up talking about demonstrations somehow.
Well, it's interesting that a lot of countries actually do talk about politics and social issues just in like small talks contexts. It's not just the weather like everybody seems to think. Thank you so much for joining, guys.
Thank you, guys.
And we will actually stay in Spain a little bit longer because we have Sarah joining us from the Easy Spanish team once again. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
And we are going to Istanbul, and Emin is here from Turkey. And
Hello.
Turkish.
Merhaba.
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 All right, Emin. How do they do small talk in Istanbul?
Manuel, by the way, it's been almost a year. Like, you haven't called me in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that we're talking now. I mean, I'm really sorry. I mean, it's been on my to-do list to call you, but yeah, good thing we can chat
Man,
now.
I really can't believe it. Like, you didn't even have time to call me for 15 seconds and ask me how am I doing, like, during this year.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Emin. That's quite harsh. You also didn't call me, might I point out.
Well, man, I just planned, but I just forgot. But you didn't even plan.
Is this a thing? Do people really say it like this?
Yeah, indeed. Like, normally, we don't really have small talks in Turkish. We dive into deep conversations directly, but this happens when you don't see each other for a long time. Like, if we face someone whom we haven't talked or came across for a long time, we must say, oh, you haven't called me in quite some time. Because the first one who says this, like, wins a passive battle between the sides.
Wow.
Like, whenever you say that phrase first, even though you haven't called the other side, they have to explain themselves why they haven't called, just like you did.
It's weird. So you're basically trying to accuse the other person first.
Yeah,
they
indeed.
can accuse you.
And is there any good way out of this situation to kind of like break this blaming each other for not calling, or it just has to go on for a few minutes?
Actually, in the end of conversations, like, each side says, okay, let's keep in touch this time, but they never do. Like, it's even weirder.
So many passive aggressive emotions in
Yeah.
And
Right.
how is it in Spain, Sarah? Let's do some small talk the Spanish way.
Yeah, oh man, it took 4 ages to enter this live stream. So you can imagine. I'm so pissed right now.
Oh, no.
You had to wait a long time?
Yeah, really long time.
It's been 40 minutes almost since we started the stream.
You can imagine.
So sorry. What did you do while you were waiting?
I don't know, just watching the live stream.
Just waiting. I'm so sorry.
Next time we will put you as the first one on the list. We promise.
Okay, thank you very much.
So complaining, is that the topic to go in Spain?
If you don't know the person and you're just waiting for the bus, or it gets uncomfortable, like just like looking at people, then maybe you just say something like, it's taking so long, and the other person, it can just stare like and smile like politely, like, yeah, it's taking like a lot of time. But yeah, this could be an example of small talk.
Okay. I feel like the Polish people will get along with you really well because we also really like complaining. about
Yeah.
those sorts of things.
I feel like in Germany, when you're like in a line, like at the supermarket, everybody is complaining about the wait time, but not out loud. Everybody just like you shoot a look, like you're like, why is this person taking so long? Can they please hurry up? You're not actually saying it, but you can see it in their eyes. They're like, I've been waiting, like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that was super. Yeah, that was super interesting. Looks like complaining is bonding people around the nations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Emin, for contributing to this conversation. You should definitely check out Easy Turkish. They make videos 2 times per month now, but they're going into a weekly schedule very, very soon, and they will start offering exercises for their patrons starting from next month. So they are really growing, and Sarah is from this huge Easy Spanish team that is now shooting videos all around the world. So they are both channels that are worth checking out.
Yeah,
And
let's keep in touch.
Yes,
yes,
let's
I'll
keep in
call
touch.
you. I'll call you.
Yeah,
I
I'll
swear.
call you.
I'll call you next month. Bye,
Thank you
guys.
so much, guys.
See ya.
And we are moving on to the very last person who is joining our live stream tonight, and this is Mitch from the Easy English team. Easy English is the newest channel that we just opened very recently. Hi, Mitch.
All right. How's it going?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, you know. Keep on getting on. And you?
That doesn't sound too positive.
No. I can't complain, you know. Can't complain. But my back is absolutely killing me, you know. Oh, really, really bad. Yeah, but you know, keep on getting on. And you?
What have you been doing that your back's hurting so much?
Did you sleep in a bad position?
Oh, no, I don't want to go on about it, you know. But yeah, it's been really bad, you know. It's got it from work, so 6 months of therapy, but you can't complain.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, I mean, Easy English is hard work, I imagine, you know.
Yeah, but I can always do it from a wheelchair, you know.
So people like to complain about their pain, I take it?
Yeah, yeah, because we're last, I kind of knew that everyone would mention the weather. That seems to be like a general sort of relation between us all about complaining about the weather. But I would say it's more about just complaining. In general, we like to sort of focus on the negative. But one kind of unwritten rule is that you can't linger on this negative thing because we don't want to make the conversation too like overwhelmingly negative. So you always have to throw in like some inappropriate joke maybe or some bit lighthearted humor.
Yeah, that was the wheelchair joke, right?
Yeah, a bit insensitive maybe. You don't really laugh, but everyone will sort of nervously laugh along just so that the conversation is is moved on.
Yeah.
And then after this like sort of beginning, you move on into a kind of deeper conversation?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess the first bit is like it's similar to what Dimitri said with Easy Greek, because that we would have like a negative sort of discussion about something, but you have to kind of move it to lighthearted. But then there's this other rule as well where you can speak about something generally positive about your life, maybe, but this unwritten rule is you can't show off. So say you were going on like a fancy holiday to like the Bahamas or something, you would say it and then you'd have very quickly put this positive thing down to make sure you're not showing off by like saying, but I bet I'll catch coronavirus on the plane or something like this, or it'll be cancelled and I'll be stuck at home with this terrible weather.
Well, something that really comes across in your videos is that people have a sense of humor. Maybe it's a little bit on the darker side, but it's like you can ask a serious question. And I feel like when you ask a serious question in Germany, Janusz also always complains about this, that people take it so literally and so seriously, right? Like they will answer the question exactly as you asked. And in your episodes, maybe it's also just your talent in terms of asking people, but people will kind of throw jokes at you, right? And not take it so seriously.
Yeah. I mean, we have this like infamous motto, keep calm and carry on. and it's kind of ingrained into all of our society. But Matteo from Easy Italian actually mentioned something which is similar to us, but it's switched around in that as a sort of unwritten rule again, the North is generally more open to speaking and less stifled, and the South, like I lived in London for 5 years, and yeah, you generally you can't even stare someone in the eye, never mind like maintain some form of small talk, and if you do, it will potentially, well, probably be negative.
Yeah.
Whereas up north, you'll find people who will approach you in the supermarket and ask you like, "Oh, is feta cheese good for this salad I'm making?" Or they'll ask you for like a chip if you've just got like a bag of chips from the shops.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I gotta say, Mitch, I'm really glad Easy English is a thing now, because your videos are really amazing. Not just the people in it, but the direction, the fun, your acting talent. We got a little sense of it here, but great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can I shout out to my mum? Hello, mum.
Oh,
okay.
There he is. He's
okay.
gone. So that's it. Bye, Mitch.
Hello, mom and dad again. Bye.
Thank you, Mitch, for joining us. So,
All
Manuel,
right.
have you learned
Yes.
anything about how to improve your small talk game for the
I feel
future?
like I learned a lot. I thought small talk was I feel like there's more layers than I thought there were. Like, the strikes being such a big thing in some countries, and politics and food, and like the insults that go along with it. I feel like I learned something, and I feel like next time I'm in one of those countries, I'm gonna want to test this out and say these
And
things.
see if they told us truth.
Yeah, see what happens when I tell someone, you've been eating really well. I can tell.
Yeah. So now all the people who are watching us, you can tell us in the comments if our host actually told us truth, if you are also doing small talk the same way, if you are from these countries. If you are from any other countries, please also let us know how you do small talk there. It will be really great to find it out. Thank you so much for watching us. This is all that we had prepared for today. Now, if you want to watch some more of these great people in some videos in their countries, go and check out our other Easy Languages channels. If you are learning Spanish or German or any other language, if you just type easy and then German, French, Polish, there is a great chance you will find a channel with lots of content for learning this language. If you would like to join this wonderful network, because, for example, we don't have Easy Swedish or Norwegian or another language yet, go check out our website, easy-languages.org. You will find there all the details about how to become one of our co-producers. And if you just want to support this crazily wonderful project, you can also do so on our numerous Patreon campaigns. This is how you can support us a little in making these videos further. And I think we're done for today, Manuel, right? Is that
I think
it?
so too. Thank you so much, Justina, and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Manuel.
And thanks everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.